Alright, so we swept, vacuumed, and washed the floor. Now we are ready to mix the grout and put it down. So I put a little bit of water in this here bucket. Now, how much water you put in just obviously depends on how much grouting you're gonna do. You don't want to put a whole lot of water and then find out you have a ton, you gotta pour in a ton of grout and you have to do a bunch of waste or you can't keep up. So it's always good to start with less. There are numbers on the bags that tell you exactly how much grout to mix, but that's for doing a full bag. Most of us can't mix and use a full bag fast enough. So you want to start real small. So just do a small amount of water. You can see that's what I'm doing there to start. And then a small amount of grout. So start by pouring some in. Now you want to make sure you don't put too much grout in. So here, it looks like I'll have plenty of enough water. It's better to have it start being too wet than too dry, because you always want to put grout into water, not water into grout. So right, you can see that it's way too wet, and that's fine. So you just need to add more powder. It is a bit of a science and one that's not easily picked up right away. It just takes time, so don't worry if you have to do this a few times. You want to make sure your consistency is good. So for mixing grout, don't be afraid to keep working it around and always keep it off the sides of the bucket, because that's where the dry stuff can sit. So again, you can see it's still pretty wet. Too wet for use. So again, a little bit more powder. Can feel redundant sometimes, but you do not want to mix this too dry, because it's a big pain. Once you start having to put water in to make up because it's too dry, then you can start getting more air bubbles trapped, and it can actually bring down the strength of the grout. But the biggest thing is the air bubbles. When you put water in with grout, or after grout, I should say, the grout powder, there's more chance for those air bubbles. Alright, so your consistency should end up being kind of close to mashed potatoes. So more on the runny side of mashed potatoes, but for any of you cooks out there, you'll know what I'm talking about. It should slide off your float a bit. It shouldn't just flow off, but it shouldn't stick on either. It should just have a little bit of flow, and then you should have some sticking on. So now the important part is make sure you wait that 5 to 10 minutes after. 5 is your minimum, and then you're ready to remix, and then you can go at grouting. So we're just gonna wait that 5 minutes, come back, remix, and get to the work.